Hi guys, today is Sunday and I made slow cooker Santa Fe chicken in the slow cooker. Obviously in the slow cooker.
I made slow cooker Santa Fe chicken on the grill, but all the corn fell down and got burned up. So it didn't work too good.
So yeah, I made it in the slow cooker and we are having it over brown rice. Today is Monday and I made my awesome baked chicken, and I'll just go ahead and toot my own horn. It is awesome. If you haven't tried the recipe, I will link it below. I also made it my Parmesan and garlic roasted potatoes, another great recipe. I'll link that below. And then we are having some roasted Brussels sprouts with sriracha aioli. I also have that recipe. So all three recipes will be in the description box. Today is Tuesday and we are having, as Christian likes to call it, make-your-owny. So everyone just makes their own dinner. None of us were home at dinner time and our schedule was kind of crazy today. So I had leftovers and a bunch of stuff that my boys can fix, so they ended up making something totally different than what I'm having. But I'm just having a Caesar salad because that's really what I wanted. So it's kind of big. I don't know if it looks like it on camera or not, but just the romaine lettuce, Parmesan cheese, and this Caesar dressing. Today is Wednesday and I made spinach lasagna. I made this the same way that I do the spinach lasagna roll-ups. I just made it into a full-size lasagna. I'll link the spinach lasagna roll-ups recipe below. It's really good. And I just made a simple cucumber salad. I have thinly sliced cucumbers, tomatoes, and a little bit of red onion. And then I made some of my homemade Italian dressing to pour over top. I'll link the Italian dressing recipe below. Today is Thursday and it's Thanksgiving. We had dinner at my parents' house. This is my plate. My mom made a bunch of delicious food. I made some gluten-free gravy and dressing, and oh, it was so good. Today is Friday and it's Josh's birthday. He turned 15 today and we are going out to celebrate. He hasn't decided where he wants to go yet, but he's leaning toward Outback Steakhouse or P.F. Chang's. Both are really good, so we're looking forward to that tonight. I am making my boys some English muffin pizzas. These are incredibly easy. So I have the English muffins here. I toasted those just so they don't get really soggy. I am going to bake them, but that's a great thing to do just so they remain nice and crispy. I have some mozzarella cheese and some pepperoni. I did want to share this with you. The Hormel Natural Choice pepperoni does not have any preservatives in it. It's a little hard to find. I can only find it at a few Kroger's. They don't always carry it. It's the only pepperoni that I know of that doesn't have preservatives. And then I just made my own pizza sauce. I just have tomato sauce and then I sprinkled in some oregano, basil, garlic powder, and salt. And then I also put a little bit of red pepper flakes. If you have young kids, they might not like that. I have a 14.5-ounce can. I probably won't use it all, but that's just what I had on hand. And I probably used at least a teaspoon of each of the spices, except for just a little sprinkle of salt. I did end up using all of the sauce. I have probably a tablespoon or so on each English muffin, and I have 12 English muffins here and they're cut in half, so spread the sauce out a little bit. I do like to add a good amount of sauce just so they aren't too dry. I added the cheese and pepperoni. These are pretty simple, just like you would make a regular pizza. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I am just going to bake these until the cheese is melted and they are cooked through. I just pulled these out of the oven. They take about 15 to 20 minutes to bake. and I usually just let them cool before I wrap them for lunches. I am also making chocolate chip granola bars. If you have been watching me for a while, you have seen me make these so many times. I've been making them for years, but I know I have a lot of new viewers, so I wanted to share a few tips with you. I have a whole recipe video on the granola bars, and I will link that below. But when you make them, you have to use real butter. I've been asked about substitutes and none of them have worked for me. I've tried many different ones. For whatever reason, you have to use real butter to make them stick together. Also, when you put all of the ingredients in the pan, you have to press it down really firmly so you can kind of see how flat it is on top. You want to really press it in there, and that way your granola bars aren't going to crumble. I made chocolate chip granola bars, but you can really use this recipe to make whatever kind of granola bars that you would like. You can do dried cranberries, white chocolate chips, raisins, nuts, coconut, butterscotch chips, whatever sounds good to you. And I also make peanut butter chocolate chip granola bars sometimes, and I explain how to do that in the description box below the recipe video in case you're interested. And you're just going to let them cool on the countertop and then pop them in the refrigerator for about 30 to 40 minutes before you cut them, and they'll be nice and firm. I don't refrigerate mine. After that, I don't store them in the refrigerator. As long as you cover them, they should be fine. Or if you want to put them in individual sandwich bags or something for lunches, you can definitely do that. And they stay good for probably a week. Usually things don't last long in my house, but probably about a week, you shouldn't have any problem with them. This is what your granola bars will look like when you cut them. You can cut them into either 12 bars or 16, depending on the size granola bars that you would like. Thank you so much for watching. I would love for you to subscribe.